Okay, sorry for that for a minute here. I was just, yeah, welcome to the stream, everybody. Had a hard time getting this started because for the first time, I couldn't do my normal stuff during Saturday morning because the battery died on my transport, and then I had to suss through iTunes trying to get this through, and then I had some relatives deal with me. So yeah, trying to get this started on time was a pain in my ass. Well, anyway, before we get started, let me show you progress on our last build. As you remember, last time we had a build stream, we built the Kamen Rider Kuga Titan form, and now I have them all painted up as Sayu. As you can see, I have a matte finish on the suit itself, and the armor is a gloss finish. Gives him a nice little shine. I got his horns painted. I got the armor painted. All that's missing now is his scarf. Because I do have a scarf on order. I don't know when it's actually going to be here yet, but yeah. So today we are building the Nuke Matrix Fantasy Girls Lirly Bell. I am not pronouncing the full title of this thing because, oh my gosh, that whole title there is a mouthful. I already built the base because when I opened the packaging, all the parts already came off the runner, so I decided just take care of it, get it over with, and we'd be done. Also, today, I'm going to start doing periodic breaks. I'm not going to do this all in one sitting. I'm going to take a break every hour or so just to make sure that I can actually do this and not be overwhelmed. Also, I'm not sure if relatives are going to be coming back or not, so just be prepared if I have to drop out suddenly. So let's get my safety glasses on. We already got the soul gem open up to any excess parts, so I'm going to start on the backpack unit first because that's the point. That's what's going to be put on here, and of course get rid of all these clear plastic pieces. Which, yeah, another piece off of that runner actually came off. So let's see, what do we need? We need 32 and 33 to start with. 32 is right here. Again, we're using the double-bladed to snip off. Then we'll finish it off with the single-bladed to try to clean that off. Okay, we need 33. Anyway, I do plan to continue Parasite Eve, but since I'm streaming today instead of Sunday, I'm probably going to hold off my Parasite Eve stream for Wednesday. Do want to try to do some more build streams, of course, but we'll see how things work out. Again, it all depends on what I can get started. Also, I was looking into some other things I could stream because I recently got my Sega Genesis up and running again. Unfortunately, it's missing an AC adapter, so I can't test out the Sega CD to see if it's working. If I can get a converter, either a capture card or some sort of device that lets me connect old devices to HDMI. Okay, let me just get this into camera here. Because I've gotten almost all of it out. I'm just missing a few things. And I just noticed I forgot to clean off a nub here. So I gotta get the part separator. Come on, get in there. Get in there. Okay, so I did not see that nub is undergated. Yeah, another thing about my Genesis is that I recently picked up a cartridge that allows me to play Master System games on it. So that's going to be interesting. Okay, so it goes this direction. And we need B26 right here. Yeah, it looks like the entire section I'm building here is off the B runner, so I'm going to just keep that in my lap for now. Yeah, putting iTunes on my computer, I really haven't had to do that before, but because I'm going to need something to play other than just stuff I find on YouTube. So that was just probably the best way to do it. Okay, we need B16, 16. There's 5, there's 6, there's 18, 19. There's 16. Oh, wait. Single-bladed. Wait a minute. Oh, wait, I need 18. I was reading that mistakenly because it looked like a 16 at first. Let me see. Yeah, that's why I thought it was a 6 instead of an 8. It's just because that's text. Okay, so we need 27. And we need 5. 5's right here. Okay, let's clean those up. Okay. Okay, so how does this direction go? Okay, so 5 goes right here. Then we clean this up. Oh wait, I got this in the wrong spot. Oh, undergated. Okay, there we go. And this goes right here. And another B26. Yeah, there's another B26 right up there. Okay, snip this off. Put this in right like so. Now we need part 14. There it is. Okay. Okay, that's undergated. It's going to be really tricky to get off. Be careful not to cut the post. Okay, that looks clean enough. Put that there. Now, take the runner off. Put this here. We got our first arm, and it looks like we do the same on the other side. So I gotta find... Yeah, this is gonna be a lot easier because now we know kind of how it's supposed to be built. And took a bit off of that. Okay. Just identifying all the other pieces as I go. And I believe that is it. That's the last piece we need. So now this is going to go a bit faster because we've built this before. Considering this is a much more intensive set than the Bandai one I built before, this is definitely going to take a lot longer than 2 hours. Okay. Okay, well, anyway, let's talk some more about model making because Chemoplot finally just released. I'm looking forward to that for a while, just having more things to work with, and it looks like they're really working on the cross compatibility with that. I mean, unmodified, people are able to attach 30-minute sister parts. They're able to attach Megami device parts. They're able to attach parts from Frame Arms Girls. Makes you wonder how far they're going to actually go with the cross compatibility when people really put their minds to it. Fortunately, I haven't really seen anything on the retail sites just yet. Again, it's currently only in Japan, so someone like me who has to import it or have to wait for a US seller is probably going to have to wait a while for it to show up. I also really want to get their mascot kit in June, but unfortunately, from the looks of it, it's an online exclusive because I have to custom make the cloth clothes that kit comes with. So, yeah, that's going to be a pain in my butt because I really wanted that mascot kit. Now I have to figure out a way to get it, even though I'm outside Japan. Okay, second verse, same as the first. Stick that in like so. And then the thing goes in like this. And of course, remember this goes here. Oh, come on, get in there, you. Get in there. Yeah, kind of tight, but it's not like I'm going to break it tight. Okay, now I have to figure out... Okay, this piece goes right here. No, right here. Right here. And this goes right into here. Wait a minute. Did I get this wrong? No, it's right. It's right. I was just putting in straight instead of at the angle it's supposed to be. Okay, we need B30 now. B30, there it is. Oh, now we're going to the other colors. We need E and we need G. Okay, so A, C, E, F, that's H. I'm guessing G is right here. Okay, we need G12 right here. And we need E. C, D, oh, E's all the way back there. Oh wait, that's D2. So, okay, this is E. This is E right here. So we need 31, which is right here. Oh, come on, get in there. Okay, it looks like we need another piece from E, so we're gonna keep the... Oh, there it is. Lost track of where I put my single-bladed nippers. Do have a few things on order that I might be using for streams later. I'm not making any guarantees, but it is basically, I have options now. Which reminds me, I gotta contact someone on Facebook Marketplace for a kit. Okay, snip. Snip. Okay, now how does this go? Okay, so... Interesting. So this goes down here like so. Come on. Get in there. It goes in like that, and then this piece goes in... Okay, it's a gap filler. So it goes in like this. It looks like this is supposed to be like an articulated veneer or something like that. Some sort of vent system. At least I'm guessing from how it's assembled. So we need 8 and 20. So there's 8. There's 8 and 20, so 29, 28, 23, 22, 21, 20. There's 20. Okay, so there we go. Let's clean these off. Looks like there's a little bit of undergating there. Not a whole lot, though. Okay, is that... Okay, yeah, that is a bit of runner. I have to make sure I don't cut anything I'm not supposed to. Okay, let's see. So it goes like this. And this goes in right here. If I can get the angle right. There we go. So this goes this way. And now we need E30, which I saw, so I know where that is. Yeah, if I can get my Genesis to start running Master System games and actually get my Genesis streaming, I have a few ideas for what I can stream. Unfortunately, some of my old Master System games I had are fairly old, probably older than me, so at least 2 of the ones I tried to test did not work, and I don't know where the rest are, so part of me kind of contemplating about getting a flash cart just so I can get a proper library going, because I don't know how many of my older games are actually going to be working on that converter, or even if they're going to be working at all. Okay, so it goes in like this. And we plug this in like so. Oh, I see what this is. It's our bunny tail. Okay, so next we need B23, which I seen all the time when I was looking on this runner, because it's one of the bigger pieces. Okay. As for my Sega CD library, I don't have a whole lot, but at the same time, I have a few interesting games on there. Okay, that goes in there like that. I mean, I don't have Snatcher. I remember trying to get that game for the longest effing time, but unfortunately for me, they couldn't find a copy for me. And now the prices are so high, it's not even worth trying to get anymore. I know people say they want to see a re-release of Snatcher and Police Knots because we never got Police Knots in the US. As much as I would like that, we have to be realistic. Those are Kojima's babies, and unfortunately, Konami has the rights, and it's still kind of up to them. So even if Kojima wants to bring them back, we're probably not going to see them anytime soon, unless Konami allows it. Okay, so we are fairly close to the finish here on the back unit. As for Genesis, oh wait, I should probably talk about Sega CD for a second before going to Genesis, because on my Sega CD, I still do have Popful Mail. I have Vase, which was a fantasy RPG with a giant mech suit. Had a few light gun shooters like Who Shot Johnny Rock and Corpse Killer, which didn't work on my thing at all, because I have a Konami Justifier on my Sega CD, but I do not have a Menasor, and in order to play Corpse Killer on Sega CD, you need either a Menasor or the mail-away light gun that they released for it. I got this upside down. It goes like this. At least that's how it's supposed to go. Yeah, I believe it was Who Shot Johnny Rock, Corpse Killer, Lethal Enforcers 1 and 2. Yeah, I have both Lethal Enforcers on Sega CD. Okay, I'm going to put B back for now. As I said, I have the Genesis version of Terminator 2, the arcade version. But I don't have a Menasor for that, so I can't really play it. No, I mean, I can play it, it's just kind of difficult. Let's see. So, I only use single-bladed nippers for clear plastic, so this is tricky. I have to be very careful because I can't tell if something on here is supposed to be cut off or if it's just a really long tab. Let's see, other games I have on my Sega CD. I have Time Gal, although I'm kind of wanting to get the Steam version. I know there was an Apple version, but unfortunately that thing's been delisted, so I can't get it. Okay. And putting this in upside down, it's supposed to go like this. There we go. Let's see. I have Robo Elise, and that was on the Sega Genesis Mini Model 2. That game's a piece of work. I mean, Robo Elise, I never get past stage 1. That game is tough as nails. I have played Musha, although it was the version that was on the Wii shop because it's a very hard to find game on the Genesis. I have Popful Mail, which was, of course, one of those working design games, or at least working design localization, as Vise was. Okay, what do we need here? 15. There it is. Yeah, I have to have this close up because I have to be very careful cutting these clear plastic pieces off because there's a huge tab holding these pieces together, and I have to make sure it's all off or it's not gonna fit on the thing. Okay, so it goes in like so. And I should point out there are some water slide decals for this, but I'm not going to put them on stream because putting on water slide decals is a pain in the ass normally, and trying to do it on camera is near impossible. Okay, and the next piece goes in like that. And finally, I'm going to put this here because we don't need it, and I'm knocking down the grabby hand. Let's put the part separator back in the grabby hand. Or not. Okay. We need this piece. Which, yeah, this came off the runner in the package, by the way. So this goes right here. And this goes right here. And there we have her entire back unit. So we're just going to plug that in like so, and just leave it as that. Okay, next up, we need runner K. I believe this is it. No, this is runner L. So K's before it. Okay, that's K1. But I do believe we're still going to need some parts from K1. Yeah, we are going to need some parts from K1. This is K right here. Yep, that's K. Oh, yeah, we have 2 K runners, so yeah, we'll start with this one. And oh boy, we gotta construct the same thing 4 times, so we need 3 and 11. So 3. And 11. Yeah, I did used to have Shadowrun on my Sega Genesis, but unfortunately, my copy seems to have gone missing, along with the AC adapter to my Sega CD, and my copy of Mortal Kombat 2. I don't know how I lost those. I think I took it to a convention once, and I thought they gave everything back to me, but I guess not. Okay, 8. And 10. Yeah. I still have regular Mortal Kombat. I still have Super Street Fighter 2. I still have my Sega 4-pack. I have Raider X on my Genesis. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on my Model 1 Genesis. It only works on my Nomad for some reason. And yes, I have shown pictures of my Nomad on social media. The thing is that I don't know why it works on my Nomad, but not on my Model 1, despite the fact I've been told numerous times by people at game stores that, yes, Raider X should work with a Model 1 Genesis. I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, I'm going to try to put these here and start with this. Because I'm going to build each of these legs one at a time off the runners. Oh my goodness, what is with all this undergating? I mean, this isn't my first Nuke Matrix kit, and it's not going to be my last. I mean, I've built the summer kit, which is basically their kit where they had the swimsuit body and the and all of that summertime props, and even a whole backdrop was included in the box. I used it for a custom. Unfortunately, it's still a work in progress, but I hope to actually get that finished someday, because unfortunately it was one of my experiments on trying to use synthetic dye to tan the skin, and unfortunately synthetic dye does not like model kit plastic apparently, because uneven thicknesses means that it's not going to adhere properly to all the parts. So yeah, synthetic dye was pretty bad for trying to paint a model kit with. The other one is, of course, the Fenrir, which I use for my custom buff up. Oh, crud, I cut in a little too deep there. Okay, there we go. Didn't affect the part, so we should be good. And I also have an order open for the Cyclone Hopper, which is basically their version of a Kamen Rider. Like I said, I've been wanting to get that for a while on the last stream. It's still hasn't shipped yet, but there's a good reason for that too, because again, when you're ordering overseas, you also have to take into account Chinese New Year. So yeah, I have to wait till the end of Chinese New Year, which is the 23rd. Or at least some shops will reopen on the 23rd, and that's when they're probably going to be shipping out my model kit for that. Okay, so we got 2 of the legs built, and we got another 2 we still have to make. So we got to get the other K-Runner. And start snipping parts. Yeah, back to my Genesis. I'm considering when I get a MasterCard flash cartridge, maybe running some Phantasy Star. Because honestly, Phantasy Star is a really good RPG series. I've actually beaten I've beaten 1, I've beaten 4, I've only beaten 2 using a cheat code because I was playing it on the Dreamcast port, because there was a Dreamcast Sega Smash Pack, and not the best emulation of it either. I've played a bit of 3, but I've never really beaten it because, oh my gosh, it's super hard and it doesn't really feel like a Phantasy Star game. I also have Phantasy Star Online on my Dreamcast, and if I can find a way to get my Genesis streaming, then I might be able to get like a lot of my other older systems like my Dreamcast running. No promises here because I haven't used my Dreamcast in, I think, a decade. I don't know, it's been a long time since I've last seen my Dreamcast. Still have a lot of games for it, though. I mean, I have Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I have Phantasy Star Online. I have... trying to think what else. Power Stone, that's a really sought-after game for the Dreamcast. I also have, as I said, Virtual On. I have Gunbird 2, which I streamed on stream already because I got the Steam version, which the Dreamcast version of Gunbird 2 actually had Morgan from Darkstalkers playable because Capcom distributed it to the Dreamcast. Now then, I do not have Code Veronica on my Dreamcast. However, I do have Code Veronica on my PS2. Not gonna try to stream on PS2. That's gonna be a kettle of fish if I try that because it is kinda already being used elsewhere right now. And just unhooking it and then hooking it back up is gonna be a pain in my ass. But yeah, another thing I want to play on Dreamcast is Master of Darkness, which was basically the Master System's version of, oh, we have Castlevania Home. Oh yeah, another cartridge I'm missing. I had Power Rangers on my Sega Genesis for a while until I somehow lost it. Yeah, so it's basically 3 Genesis games and my Sega CD adapter that I'm missing. Okay, there's one Dreamcast, I mean, not one Dreamcast, one Master System game I own that I can never pronounce the name of. I believe it's called Kinseiden or something. Basically, it's a samurai going across Japan trying to defeat evil warlocks. I've only ever gotten to the first boss before I die. And even testing it with the converter cartridge I have on my Sega Genesis that I recently got, it didn't really get any easier nowadays. Okay, so K. So we need runner K again. Okay, that's not it. There it is. Yeah, I'm just putting the runners on the floor as I work here. So we need 14 and 12. 14. And we also have to build another 4 of these. So I'm going to pair these off here. Yeah. Yeah, Kinseiden is a very tough game. Like, this is what it's a game that definitely is the 8-bit hard, or the NES hard, despite the fact it's a Sega console. Yeah, I think I can beat it eventually if I try, because I'm still trying to figure out the pattern for the first boss after all these years later. Yeah, another Dreamcast game that would be interesting to play would be the Alex Kidd games. I've already streamed the Alex Kidd Miracle World remake, and that took me back when I was playing it, because the thing that my console actually had Alex Kidd built into the console, which was kind of weird. Okay, we need runner G again. I'm guessing we're going to need both because we're going to need... Okay, so we need... Oh, wait, I got this upside down. We need 3. I'm just snipping out all the parts while we go, and it doesn't look like it's going to be too difficult to put this together. Another really hard game I played on Master System is Global Defense. Only just today, just yesterday, when I was testing out the cartridge converter that let me play the Master System on the Genesis, I was finally able to beat the first half of the stage, because each stage has 2 halves, offensive and defensive, and I beat the offensive stage for the first time. And then nearly got myself killed on the defensive stage. But I passed it. Although I didn't do too well, I passed it. That's why I only said I beat half the first stage, because the first stage I did well enough that I can consider it a pass, and the second half just felt like dumb luck. Yeah, Cloudmaster was another one I had some fun with playing. Unfortunately, my official cartridge is not only not working, but you can kind of hear something rattling around inside that cartridge, so I don't think that thing's working anytime soon. So yeah, I'm going to need a flash cartridge to salvage that situation. But yeah, here I am talking about Master System games on a Genesis, and I've not even at the point where I think I can stream it yet. Keyword, yet. I am looking into some ways of remedying that situation. Let's see, how does this go? Oh, there's a piece I have to cut here. Let's see what else. Have to make sure this is aligned properly. Get in there, you. Get in there. Come on. This is the order you say to put it in. Okay, there is something going on here because it's not going in. Okay, I'm going to have to do this another way. I'm going to just pop this open, put it in, and then sandwich the pieces together. There. Now it's in like it's supposed to. And yes, people, if you saw my post on social media, after I'm done with the build here, I'm actually planning to repaint this as Cottontail. Yes, adding more to the VTuber army. Although the one commented why she's not so thick, and I'm like, I think her more pressing concern is why she has no organs. Yeah, if you've seen pictures of the small kit, she has like a full-on cyborg torso. So it's also worth mentioning that I am getting closer to my 2.0 model. I have some of the parts on hand, but I don't have them all just yet. Hopefully by the end of the week, I should be able to start on making my 2.0 model. So yeah, the kind of short Purple Death Knight is going to be replaced with a much taller Purple Death Knight. Yeah, I'm just going to put this piece in during assembly rather than after, because it's just going to be a whole lot easier for me to do so. There we go. Okay, snip that off. Snip that off. Yeah. Even though the Sega Master System was like way after my time, because yeah, that thing came out during the original NES days, but I had it well after that era, so I don't know how the heck it was still on store shelves, but they actually were carrying it at a KB Toys. Well into the Super Nintendo era. Like, when they're almost at the point where they were going to be introducing the PlayStation and the Saturn and whatnot. So yeah, KB Toys was carrying really old consoles back then. Also kind of sucked that you couldn't go to any like rental stores and rent Master System games, because the only ones you'd actually see are like Genesis and NES and Super Nintendo, and seriously, they were freaking renting Jaguar and 3DO. But no Master System rentals. Don't know why the frick it was that like that. Yeah, so my experience with the Master System library back in the day was pretty limited. Oh, shit. Well, that's a problem. Try to hold on to the piece and now it's fallen somewhere. But needs must. We are just gonna clean these up for now. Because we are currently getting close to in the hour mark. So we'll just leave that there for now. And okay, I'm going to take a quick look. Ah, there it is. For a second there, I thought I was going to have to wait till break before finding the piece. Okay, so it goes in like so. I should probably also mention that a lot of Master System games, like the later Master System games, were just straight up ports of Game Gear games, or it's the other way around, I don't know. Okay, we need the K runner again. We need 6 and 7. Yeah, I've actually considered just getting like a Sega Genesis Mini and modifying it so I can actually have a full collection of games to stream. But if I can just get my actual Genesis hardware running, that actually might be a bit more fortuitous for me. Although, in all honesty, having like the mini console would actually allow me to run Sega CD games too. And a bit of 32X as well, because unfortunately I've checked on flash cartridges for the Genesis. Unless you actually have the hardware, it's not going to run the games, and I don't think there's a flash cartridge solution for the Sega CD. But flash cartridges for Genesis can also run 32X games, provided you actually have a 32X for them to plug into. Which I do not, because let's face it, I picked up my Sega Genesis for $25 and it had the Sega CD already on it. And that thing I got at like eBay. But a 32X, those things are really hard to find, and good luck if you find a working one, because I've seen a video of someone reviewing a 32X, and oh my gosh, that thing, he had to disassemble it and rewire a ribbon cable every time he wanted to use it because it kept failing on him. And I sure as fuck don't want that headache. Having to disassemble it just to reattach a single piece. I mean, I'm sure not all 32Xs are like that, but I don't want to deal with that headache, that's for sure. I also saw when I was looking up Poseidon footage to see if I could find some strategies for the bosses that there was a fan-made sequel slash remake slash revision for it that runs on Genesis hardware, so it looked pretty interesting, although I had to admit a lot of those sprites looked like they were just taken from other games. Okay, so we need K1, 3, and oh wait, first we gotta put these in. So, like so. Okay, we got the little spider legs now. Wait, am I putting these in right? Yeah, I'm putting these in right. Oh, that's not in all the way. There we go. Okay, that needs to be pushed in all the way. Okay, now we need parts from this, and we need 2 and 3. So we got a lot of 2s and a lot of 3s to cut off. Oh, wait. Need my blue nippers for this. We're making good progress so far here. And you also may remember I did stream the Super Nintendo version of Shadowrun, and I told you guys about how I hit the cartridge by accident with my foot, and it corrupted my save file, so I couldn't continue. So glad I was actually able to finally beat that damn game. Because that was a sore spot for years. Just knowing I was so far into the game, only to just have it stolen from me just because I bumped the freaking console with my foot. Okay, so it goes here. I think. Wait, am I doing this wrong? Yeah, I'm doing this wrong. I think. No. Oh, good lord. Trying to see how this is supposed to go in. But it's not going in too easy. Oh, that's why. That's why. A little bit of flash on the peg. That's why it's not going in properly. Gotta trim some of that off. Yeah, that's kind of a thing too. When you sometimes get model kits, you don't know if the pegs are actually on the level. Nice rolly wheels there. Okay. Okay, so we got a nice little foot for him there, because this is for the drone. And what do we need now? We need K4 and K5. Okay, so we're going to have to cut these for all of them. Okay, so that is 5. That is 4. 5. 4. Okay, let's look at this one here. 4. 4. 5. Excuse me. 5. Oh, looking ahead, I also believe we need these too. Snip that off. Snip that off. Okay, now let's get these parts cleaned up and assembled. Yeah, as I said, I have a few kits on hand that I am gonna keep a secret for now in case I want to stream them. And of course, there's some kits I have coming in that I do not want to mention, because if I mention them, I might jinx it and then something might go wrong with the order. So until it's actually shipped, I do not want to say anything. Okay, so how does this go? Okay, so it goes in through the notch right here. Oh, I see. Covers up that little vent. So, come on, get in there. Get in there. Okay, this might need to be glued in, I don't know, but yeah, that's one leg done. And of course we have a moving panel here. That's good. Okay, just gotta clean this up. Oh shoot, let me see. Okay, do I have the... Oh shoot. Got the parts from this pile when I was supposed to cut parts from this pile. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now let's get started. Hopefully the pegs won't give us trouble this time. Okay, that went in nicely. Okay. And in you go. Okay, this thing's not going in all the way. There we go. That's 2 legs done. Anyway, I'm gonna call a break here. Gonna take about a 5-er, and then we'll come back and continue the mech here. So just step back, take a drink, take a break, move around. I'll be back in 5. See you in a minute. And I am back. Yeah, hang on a minute. Just gotta get the gloves back on. But yeah, as I was saying earlier in the stream, I did recently get a converter cartridge for my Genesis to play Master System. Yeah, here it is. Of course, considering that the pause button was on the console, it's right here on the console, on the cartridge itself. As I said, I did test this game. You've seen me stream this game before, the remake of it. I've tested it. It does not work on my converter cartridge. And here's the game I was talking about where I can't beat the first boss. And here's the one where I say I only just recently got through the first stage. And of course, how this works is, see, that's a Master System cartridge right there. It's a little different than a Genesis, that's for sure. Including the pins are a little different, so I have to put it right in here like if it was a cheat device. And then you just put that into your Genesis and it's good to go. Because they did make an official converter for the Genesis. Unfortunately for me, it's super rare and it only works on the Model 1. But I have a Model 1, so that's fine by me. But again, it's extremely rare to find, so yeah, good luck finding it. Okay, let's get these other pieces cleaned up. Oh, good lord. Ugh. I feel some mild congestion starting to kick in. Yeah, I have to take this slow, or it might damage the pieces. Oh yeah, we already cut that piece. Seriously, what is with all this undergating? I have Cloudmaster still in storage. I have a few other cartridges still in storage, but I think it's just going to be best to use a flash cartridge because I do not know how many of those old cartridges are still in the working order. Yeah, when I brought out Cloudmaster, when I took the cartridge out of the case, it was rattling. Yeah, just straight up, there was rattling in the cartridge itself. So, oh shit. Okay, I got this piece in wrong. I got it in wrong. Okay, I need my part separator. There we go. Okay, I had that incorrectly. And I also forgot to put the wheel in because I'm an idiot. Ah, crud. Didn't get in the track correctly. There we go. And then that piece snaps on like so. It feels secure, but I wouldn't be surprised if I'm going to have to glue that in later. Okay. Snap off. Snap off. Snap off. Snap off. Okay. I got a little bit there I have to snip off. There we go. Gotta make sure it's clean or else it doesn't pop in properly. Come on. In we go. There we go. Okay, now let's get that last leg assembled. Ah, there's flash on this. I'm gonna have to cut off some of that flash. There we go. Oh, put in wheel first, then put the piece on. There we go. There we go. Now we got the little drone feet. Okay, I put the instructions over here. So what do we need to get next? We need L. Okay, so let's get L, because I already took that out beforehand. We need 18 and 19. Let's see. 18 and 19 are right here. There we go. Now let's clean these pieces off because we gotta snap them together first. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get the whole kit done on stream, and if I don't, I'll probably finish it off stream because I'm probably gonna paint it later, but I wanna try to get most of this done on stream, even if I don't get it completed. Okay, so it goes in like so. Now we need K9. And there it is. So we need to snip these off carefully. There we go. Okay, now where is, yep, we're undergating. Seriously, why is there so much undergating on these parts? Oh, other way. Goes in like that. Okay, now I gotta make sure all that undergating's removed. And there we go. Now we need 6 and 7. Okay, so where is 6 and 7? There they are. Okay, that's one piece down. We also need 8 and 9, so we'll just cut those off while we're at it too. There we go. I didn't realize the robot would be the most detailed parts wise. Okay, let's find that notch and panel in. There we go. Next, this one, and this seems to be for the railgun configuration, which we can't do because I do not have the Sniper Wolf. Because the sniper configuration, the railgun configuration, you have to have the Sniper Wolf rifle, and then you have to attach the effect part, and then rail it into the drone in order to make the final weapon. I might get Sniper Wolf eventually, but not right now. There we go. Plug those pieces together like so. Okay, next up we need 4 and 5 off of L. So it looks like we're going to be using most of L at this point. Okay, so there's 4 and 5. There we go. More undergating. Seriously. Some of this stuff is so close to pegs, I'm so afraid of trying to clean them off that I might cut something I shouldn't. Okay, that's not undergated. There's no way it could be undergated, that's for sure. Oh my gosh. Okay, look at this. That little nub right there. It's undergated so close to a groove. That's really hard to get under there to get it. I have to be careful not to snip anything I'm not supposed to. There we go. Okay, let's see. I believe it goes in like this. Okay, then we need 1 and 2. Okay, where did... Oh, there they are. Trying to figure out where I put my blue snippers. We also need a blue piece. Okay, we need... What is that? And what is going on with my camera? We need 8. Okay, it seems like anytime I put my arm in front of my camera, it goes haywire. Let me test something here while I put this thing back. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we put this in like so. Ah, crud. Yeah, I hate the undergating on this because it's just so many tight little spaces you have to manage. Make sure you don't cut anything you're not supposed to. Okay, last nub. There we go. Okay, let's see. How does this work? Okay, this goes here like so. And this sandwiches on top like so. Oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Gotta get the part separator again. Yeah, I did not cut that flush. I gotta get in there and strip that nub down a bit. Okay, now it's done. Okay, so it goes up like this, and then this goes on like so. There we go. Now we need the L. Okay, we need L15 and L14. Oh wait, need this first. Snip, snip, snip. And next we will need all these little tiny bits on this here, which are fairly easy to snip off without doing the double cut. Because I don't want to accidentally cut that peg. There we go. Next two. And snip right there. And one. And two. And done. Okay, now we gotta clean these pieces off. More friggin' undergating, of course. I don't mind undergating, but when it's done way too much and done in areas that are really hard to get to, that's when we're having problems here. Okay, that's that. Now, how do we get these in? I go into these little holes here. Kind of weird how they're not pre-sculpted in already, but I guess that's that. Okay. There we go. And then we finally put this on like so. Make sure it's snapped all the way into place. That's gonna be a problem. Okay, so we need this one right here. And we got one runner done. And we're gonna need part 20. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of flash on that. I guess keep it on the runner, but still, that's way too much. And finally, we need, where is it? There it is, part 1. Okay, hopefully I can still get this out because it's supposed to be a sticker you're supposed to put on it for a reflection, I think. Yeah, I think I could still get it out. I mean, I could pop that out pretty easily. Yeah, because I'm not going to put the sticker in because there's a sticker that's supposed to go in there. I usually save stickers for later. And I forgot to clean this part off. Thankfully, it's not hindering the piece I'm trying to put in there right yet. Okay, did I get it flush? No, I still have to strip off just a little bit there. And we need this piece. Oh, good lord, more undergating. Oh, it's such a tiny piece with a peg so close to them. Why? Okay, so this goes right in here like so. Could probably use a little bit of paint in there to make that look really nice. Okay, next up. Okay, this is going to be a multi-parter, so we're going to cut all the pieces off that we need from this point on. Snip. Snip. Yeah, I feel like we're getting really close to the end here for this section. Snip that, snip that, snip this. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Incline. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Undergating. Okay, this goes in, I believe, like so. And we clean these off. Again, undergating near a peg is very risky. Why are they making the mold like this? Yeah, undergating near a hole I can do, because then I don't have to worry about messing anything up. There we go. Put these pieces together like so. Okay, this goes in a certain way. Okay, it goes in like this. And use that to push that piece in like it's supposed to. Okay, there's a connection here I'm supposed to push in. I'm gonna have to do it with a tool just to get the peg to go in like it's supposed to. There we go. Okay, that's not in properly. Okay, what's keeping that going in like it's supposed to? There we go, now it's in properly. Okay, now we need this piece to go in like so. Okay, what's next? What's next? Okay, I'm just gonna monkey around with that while I look at the next pieces. Okay, we need 11. 11. Where's 11? Okay, and next we need K1, K2, and L3. So L3 is here. So we already have L in our hand, we'll take care of that. Okay, we need part 1, and that's easy enough to get off with just the red nippers, because it's just right here on a little peg. And while we're at it, I'll take off piece 2. And 1, and 2. That is another runner done. I'm going to cut these off. And just to make sure that we can get rid of this, I'm going to there we go. I leave spare parts on the runner so they don't break, and I can keep them around if I need them. And I do not need that yet. Let me see. Yeah, we're getting pretty close to the end here. So let's clean this up. And more undergating. Why do we need more undergating? Okay, there we go. And spread that. Okay, that's all we need. So this goes in right here like so, because this piece needs to be pointing down. Each K1 goes in like this. Have to make sure I got the right orientation on these. In you go. Okay, next up is this piece, and this has to go in this direction like so. Next up, we put this in like so. Then this piece in like so. That rail has to be pointing outward. This piece, it doesn't matter which way its direction, is the same regardless. And next, we take the last piece off of runner L. Snip, snip, ow. Doubled my table there. Snip, snip. Oh, I didn't snip all the way on this one. Another runner, done. And that's kind of the whole point, because getting this runner taken care of means I don't have to worry about it later, because the girl body is probably going to be switching between all these different runners, whereas the Mecha didn't use as many runners. Okay, I'm going to carefully line this up off screen so I can see what I'm doing. Because there's a lot of pieces that have to be lined up before I snap it together. Okay, there we go. And there that is. Pop this in place. And a little extending body here. And also some rotation. But for now, okay, this goes here. This snaps in like so, so that covers up the rail. Because this whole section here is for the rail gun when you attach it. Now we attach the legs. Two, three, and four. And we got the drone done. It looks like a little Tachikoma unit, doesn't it? Of course, has these flip out panels. Guessing that's for the railgun mode because it's showing how to flip these out for railgun. Let me see. I'm gonna check on this articulation here. But yeah, that definitely seems to be what the case is. That this, all the articulation in the head unit for the panels is for the railgun. Which again, I do not own the railgun because I do not have the character that's for, so... Now, we get to the main event, and this is going to probably be the longest part. And the part I don't think I'm going to finish on stream, but we shall see what happens. Okay, we need 6, 5, and 7. And considering this whole section looks like to be her hair pieces, that's easy enough for me. Snip, snip, snip. And we clean them up. Okay, I need to see exactly where that nub is. Okay, next up. Speaking of Wonder Boy 3, I do have Monster Boy in the Cursed Kingdom, which is a spiritual successor to that game, and I'm wondering if I should stream that soon. After all, I have the game. Didn't cost me a whole lot at the time, so decided just to get it. It's one of those games I definitely wouldn't mind checking out because it is a spiritual successor to a game I used to play. Maybe after Parasite Eve, who knows? Because I do want to at least try to finish Parasite Eve. That's not going in flush, but it looks like I have to have more pressure into those pegs in the back. Okay, we need F15. Yeah, that's probably going to push it in the rest of the way. What is with all of these hair pieces? Because they seem a little excessive for hair pieces. Okay, so we line up the pieces like so and push in like that. That's making it a little bit more flush in there. So we need F20 and F22. 22. Oh, no, that's 21, not 22. There is no 22 on this runner. Okay. There it is. Okay, that's kind of weird, because this looks to be the neck joint, and the neck joint, you usually have that in the skin tone, not the hair color. Okay, let's clean these pieces off. Like so. And like so. Okay, now we get this in there. And then this piece, gotta see how it's supposed to go. Okay, it goes in like this. And that piece kind of separated. Okay, now we need one of the faces. Kept them in the bag because I didn't want to lose them. I think I will go with just the neutral face. Put the bag pieces over here. Oh, get off, get off. And then just snip off the tag. Put the face on. And there we go. Okay, so how do we do the hair here? Let's see, so we need 13 and 19. Okay, so there is 19, and there is 13. And just so I make sure I have this out when I need it, let's also cut out part 18 as well. Okay, let's clean these pieces up. Come on, there we go. Snip this. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of undergating here, so it's a lot easier for me. But I do have to be careful about some of these curves so I don't accidentally snip something off too deep and it looks gouged. There's a little bit of undergating here, but it's not egregious because I'm not trying to fit my nippers into a tight space. Okay, so this goes here, and this goes right here. Okay, so that goes there, gives us some layered hair. Then we put that there. And we put this right here. Come on, in you go. It feels like we got another piece that goes right in there, so let us see. That is 16 we need. Okay, so clip, clip, and clip. Now we clean this off. Okay, got that off. Got that off. Oh, got a little bit of a bit there I have to cut off. Okay, there we go. Put this on like so. Okay, I have to line this up almost perfectly or else it's not going to go in properly. There we go. Got it in, and we got most of the head done. Now for the pigtails. We need 10, 12, wait. I'm skipping ahead here. 14 and 2 first. 14. Right there. And we need 2. There we go. And I guess we might as well do 12 and 10 while we're at it. So 12 and 10. There's 10. And there's 12. It looks like multiple pieces are in her hair. So I'm also going to snip the needed parts here. We need 3 and 17 for this. 3 and 17. Okay, let's get this cleaned up. Okay, that's a very tight spot for my thing, and it's not even undergated. Yeah, lots of small spaces on this one I have to be careful about. Bumping my camera again. Okay, next up is this piece right here. And snip that off like so. Oh, got a little bit of nub I have to really carefully clean off. Okay, let's get these pieces in. Line them up and stick them together. Okay, this is, what piece is this? This is 12, so that goes in first. Let's see, it goes in right here. Oh. Okay, this is getting a bit tricky here, so I have to be careful. There we go. Now it's going in. Now it's going in. Oh man, there's a lot of little intricate details on these ponytails. Or pigtails. Or whatever, really. Okay, this goes in like so. That's one pigtail done. Next up, let's see, this is part 5, so we're gonna have, no, wait, this is 4, so, okay, we gotta carefully snip these apart. Gotta be careful because the peg is right next to the undergating. I really prefer the kind of wrist joints that Bandai makes because they're not so very stress-inducing because I have to be super duper careful not to get this nub, not get the peg cut while I'm getting the nub. Because the Bandai ones, they're not straight on, and they're not tight as hell. They're like at an angle. Okay, I need to really look closely and see if I'm getting this right, because wrist joints, ankle joints, hair joints. Okay, it doesn't feel tight. Doesn't feel tight. That's a good sign, because if it's super tight, I'd have to lubricate it. Okay, we put this in here like so. Wait, what? Oh, I'm putting it in the wrong way, because I'm supposed to put in the longer piece first, like that. And then... Okay, I'm going to need to see if I've got this right here, because I don't feel like the ball joint's going in like it's supposed to. There we go, that's one in. Okay, now let's get the runner and get the next set out, and yeah, that ball joint does not feel right. I am very cautious about moving that ball joint right now, because that feels like it's just a break point. Because you're putting a lot of they're putting a lot of pressure on a small joint, so that's not what you want to do. Hang on. Okay, I was getting some static there for a second. I don't know where it was coming from, but it doesn't seem to be picking up on my mic or anything. It seems to be coming through my headset. Okay. Putting my headset back on. Wait, where's my... Oh, I didn't know where my microphone went there for a second. Yeah, I'm getting some static in my my headset here. Hang on, I'm gonna quickly do something here. Okay, that is weird, because I don't know where that static in my headset's coming from. Because I unplugged it, it goes away. Then I plug it back in, it comes back. It's not getting louder, so it's just like this little background noise in my headset. I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe it's because I haven't been having anything go through the speakers for a while, so now it's just atrophying or something like that. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But for now, let's just get this build continued. Oh, wait. I didn't do this right. Okay, so that piece goes in first. Then this piece goes in. Gotta make sure the pegs are lined up so I get this right. There it goes. And then this goes in like this. That's the second pigtail done. Okay, I gotta be really careful here. Buckle down. I look really closely, make sure I don't get the blades anywhere near that peg while getting the whole thing cleaned up. There we go. Whew. Done. Done, done, done. Yeah, this joint doesn't feel too tight, so I'm not worried about that. It's putting the ball joint in that's the problem, because it feels like it's a really awkward fit to get the ball joint in. Okay, so let's get that last pigtail in, and okay, that actually snapped into place. This doesn't feel like it snaps. But yeah, got her pigtails in, so that's the head. I am checking something here. Where do we go next? Okay, I'm just looking at something here. Yeah, I think we're gonna just take a break at this point. It looks like the next part is going to be very, very detailed. But we are a little bit over the halfway point, so I think we should be able to finish soon. Anyway, we're going to take another 5. So just take a break, get up, move around, get a drink, do whatever. And I will be back in about 5 minutes to continue the build. Hang on while I get my gloves off. Yeah, I have to get my gloves off before I leave. Okay. Back in a few minutes, people. Just take a 5-er later, and we'll see you again in just a few minutes. And we're back. Hang on a minute. Yeah, I had to pull out 2 little extra pieces for this because we're now getting to the really complicated stuff. First things first, we have to get the let's see, A, B, C, A, B, F, H, I, A. Okay, I believe N is right here. Wait, this is H. But we're going to need that later. Where's N? Okay, here's N. Ah, I see. Basically, it's, do you want the flesh neck or do you want the skin, or if you want the bodysuit neck? Okay, we're going to go with the flesh. So we're going to do the H parts, which is 1 and 22. So 22 is right here. And 1. So we are going to go with the skin tone neck instead of the standard neck. And then we need the N runner, this, which is 4 and 7, which is snip, 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 4 and snip, snip, 7. Oh. Stuck to my fingers there. Oh, come on, get it off. There we go. Let's see. We're also going to need N5. I want to try to go a few steps ahead. Trying to see here. What do I want to do? Because yeah, there are points where you have to choose what color you want, and there is another section where we're going to have to choose the color. Let's clean these pieces off. There we go. Okay, this isn't as bad for undergatings because I'm not trying to stick my nippers into very tight spots. There we go. Okay, and there we go. Last one, I believe, unless I'm forgetting something. No undergating here, so that's fine. Although this is a piece that should be undergated because it's a joint. Okay, now let's get this neck piece taken care of. Ah, it's getting caught on my thumb here. Okay, I have to really line this up, but it's in now, and yeah, I think I prefer the skin tone neck over the white neck. So we're gonna pop this piece right into the back like so. And that's the back of the upper torso. Next up, we need N9. And this is another point where we choose if we want white or if we want skin tone. Trying to think here. How would this work best? Okay. It looks as if these pieces have armor on them, so yeah, I think we'll go with the white pieces instead of the skin tone ones. Because we have to put armor pieces onto these, and realistically, that would be where the bodysuit would end, so... Okay, so I just cut off N3, so yeah, that goes on this side. Yeah, I almost forgot. Another Nuke Matrix kit I built was the Sonic Bat. I do want to build the Attack Girl Carmilla, and maybe the Megami Device Desire Maiden, so I can see how all three different Batgirls stack up. Because the Sonic Bat for a Nuke Matrix is basically just... It feels like Rat Bat. I'm not going to lie. It feels like a girl version of Rat Bat. Carmilla is more like your standard vampiress, and I believe the Desire Maiden is just a goth girl. Okay, so we got to put the peg into the groove like so, because that's just how these things work. Oh, that is a kind of pretty tight fit. Oh boy. Hopefully that's not going to cause issues later. Okay, we pop this together like so. As I said, as much as it would be interesting to make this section skin tone, because of the armor that snaps over it, I think we are better off just leaving it as is with the white. Okay, next we need to start building up the armor. Let's see, we need B24. B's right here. Blue nippers for this. 2, 3. And we need 25. There it is. There we go. And I'm just going to carefully snip around this. Okay. Make sure I got that flush. Yeah, make sure I got all of that nub off. Okay, that goes in like this. I'm doing it off camera because this is a little bit of a tricky fit. Ow! Yeah, that was just a plastic nub, but it still stuck me. Okay, so this goes on like so. Gotta line up those pegs. There we go. Now we need E. A, B, C, D. Here's E. So we need E21. 21, 21, 21. Oh, that's a little tiny piece. And we also need F1. We had F1 up here earlier. I believe F1 was the yellow, right? I'm just going to color check here. No. F1 is pink. So, is this F1? Yep. And what do we need from it? We need... Oh, this is the half runner. We need the full runner, which has 6 and 7 on it. Let us see. This is 6. Goes on this side. This is 7. Which goes on this side. Excuse me here. Had to sneeze. Had to sneeze. Okay, I've got to be careful. There's a bit of an awkward angle for this, so I have to make sure I don't take off too much. Okay, we pop this in like so. Now to clean this off, I need to figure out what's the peg and what's not. I don't want to accidentally trim off something I'm not supposed to. Because the peg on this, the nub on this is pretty thick, so hard to identify exactly what the peg and what is not. Okay, I'm going to put this on real quick, see if this is right. Because I want to make sure I got the peg off completely and not just left some on because I thought it might be part of the armor. Yeah, I was supposed to cut off the rest of that peg. Crud. Hang on. Yeah, that's kind of the thing about certain pegs is that sometimes if they blend in too well, you can't tell if it's something you're supposed to cut off or if it's something part of the model itself. And that was something I was supposed to cut off, but it almost looked like part of the model. Thing with this little tiny bit on the back, I was able to tell it wasn't supposed to be on the model, but it's still pretty hard to notice. Okay, that's the front done. So we got the upper chest done. Now we need D2, and I believe D2 is over here. Let's see. That's... Oh wait, that's C. Okay, that's D1. Okay, here's D2. Okay, let's put that back. Oh shit. That's tiny shit. That's tiny stuff. So we need 4 and 5. Oh, this is gonna be like, I'm gonna have to do this off camera because these are freaking tiny pieces. Because I have to make sure I got the nubs taken care of, and these things are so tiny that I can easily lose them if I don't put them in correctly. I'm gonna hold my breath here for a second. Okay, got one in. Gotta carefully cut out the next one. Easy, easy. Hold my breath. Okay, got the other piece in. Whew. No, oh, the even tinier pieces. Oh boy. Just when you thought it was over, then they put you with an even smaller piece to put in. Oh boy. Honestly, I don't know why they don't mold this in a single piece, because oh my gosh, this is tiny. This is like drop it on the floor and you won't see it for weeks. It's tiny. If you'll ever see it again, that is. Ugh, crap. Oh. Okay. Got that little tiny gray nub in there. You see I have to put the next one in there. Okay, cut. Cut carefully, carefully, so I don't pop off and roll somewhere. Easy. Easy. Shit. Shit. It's not going in. It's not going in. It's not going in. Oh. Okay. Got that second piece in. Okay. We got the really, really dangerous stuff in, because that stuff was like, you'll lose it if you don't put it in properly. And you have to be super careful to get it in. Oh boy. I'm not looking forward to getting it out, because I have to repaint the body later. Okay, so we gotta snip these pieces off like so. And this goes in like so. Right into her back. And then finally the shoulder pads. Okay, let's see. 6 and 9. Of course, 6 and 9. Two numbers that are so easily to mess up if you're not paying attention. So we got 6. I'm going to put that in place like so. It's nice and flush against the... Oh, thank goodness it was still on the table. Okay, I'm going to be much more careful this time. Yeah, it didn't go in all the way last time, so I got to really push it in. There we go, it snapped in. But yeah, it kind of fits nice and snug against the back brace there. Yeah, now that it's in, it actually... Oh, okay, that's still pretty tight. I'm going to have to probably lubricate that later. Okay. Next shoulder piece. And we're almost done. Make sure it goes in all the way. And the upper torso is done. So we'll just put her head on, like so. And we're getting there. We're getting there. I think we can... No. That goes into her lower back, not her upper back. So we can't put her into the harness just yet. And next is the part I knew was going to be coming. That I knew was coming. Let's see. Okay, so we need... Yeah, because this is the part I took the wire out for, because this is her mechanical spine. So we need the C1. We need 2, 4, and 5. 2, 4, and 5. Oh, wait, this is regular C. That's not C1. C1's right here. Oh wait, we need the regular nippers to cut it out first, and then we use the single blade. Okay, so we need 5. And we need 4. And there. Yeah, this is going to be a bit more problematic because this requires a bit of finesse because, oh my gosh, I hate dealing with wires in model kits sometimes because if it's like something you have to like crimp in place, that's really problematic. Because I've had a few kits where you have to crimp the wire in place to make sure it stays in place. But it is not worth it. It is not worth it sometimes because it is just too much of a pain in the ass. Okay. It seems to be a ball joint of sorts. Okay, this is a little tiny thing I have to put in face to face. Wait, am I putting it in right? There we go. I had it in backwards. And there was a nub I forgot to clean off too. Okay, I cleaned off the nub. And this piece goes in like so. Does it go in there? Does it go in there? Yes, it does go in there like so. And now verse 7. So this is the part where it's going to get really complicated. Okay, I gotta carefully snip off the nubs, not having any difficulty so far. This is the part that's going to be problematic. We gotta put the wire into the thing. I have to make sure that it is even, that the crease is as tight as it goes. And now we put it into the piece itself. Ah, crap. Hang on. I have to really take a look here, see where I'm getting it because it seems one side wanted to give me trouble. Okay, so we gotta loop this in like so. And oh my gosh. Okay, where's the runner? Okay, we need 6 and 3. 6 and 3. Okay. This is kind of a nerve-wracking part of the build because I'm now dealing with like little tiny wires. Okay, where is that piece? There it is. And then next up is this. I have to make sure it's lined up properly. Okay. There we go. Make sure this is in the right orientation. And now I have to thread a bunch of little tiny pieces. Joy! Okay, so how do these go? Oh my god. There we go. Got the pieces cut out, and we can toss that runner. And now for the hard part. Threading all these little tiny pieces together. At least there's little pegs so I can get these lined up right, but still. Snip. Snip. Okay, I got these lined up right. Yeah. That's how they're supposed to go. Yeah, that's 2. 1 more to go. Let's get that little nub out of the way. And put in piece. Oh, it didn't go in right. Put it in upside down. Take it out, do it again. There we go. There's her robotic spine. Now we have to make sure how much of this we have to cut off. I'm gonna try to cut it off as close to the peg as possible because I don't think it's supposed to be any further than that. Oh, that piece of wire just flew off somewhere I don't know. Sure, I'll find it later after the stream. And then we put this on like so. Wait, other way. Oh my gosh, this thing does not want to go in. Because the pegs are right there. Okay, that's kind of close to what it's supposed to be, but we're not done yet because this is just the primary configuration. We got to take that piece off. We're going to toss it in here. And we're going to put this piece on. Oh, crud, the spine piece is coming off. This feels like it's going to be a little bit more secure putting it on. Wait a minute, is that how it's supposed to go on? Wait, am I supposed to cut parts of this off? Am I supposed to cut parts of this off? Oh, shoot. I am supposed to cut parts of this off. Hang on. Gotta see exactly where I'm supposed to cut, or else I'm going to cut too much. Yeah, this is soft plastic, so I gotta be really careful. Okay, that goes in there. Okay, that's what it's supposed to be like. Okay. So it slides over like so. And then this piece goes in. Hang on. Is it going in properly? I feel like it's going in properly. There it goes. There it goes. That's how it goes in. Wait a minute. Oh, I got this wrong. The little rubbery piece is supposed to go under the torso like so. Okay, this is a tricky piece here. Okay, how am I doing this wrong here? Ah, crud. This torso piece is a pain in my ass. And wait, do I even have it right? Wait. Do I have it incorrect? Oh, I had it assembled backwards this whole time. Supposed to go the other way. So I gotta redo it. Hang on. Okay, that's how it's supposed to go on because I got it in incorrectly. I had it backwards this whole time. Now I have to put the torso in. And when the torso goes in, it goes in like this. Oh, shit. That's not working. Okay, come on. Get in. Okay, this torso piece is just giving me a pain in my friggin' ass. I mean, I got this lined up correctly. I have it all lined up. I have it the way it's supposed to be. But it's just giving me trouble. It's just wanting to give me trouble. And now it's falling apart on me, too. Oh, for frick's sake. Ah, crap. Okay, this spine piece looks so nice. And it's the most headache-inducing piece of crap I ever had to build. I have told you before. Anything that deals with wires is a pain in my ass. And I just realized I cut the wires too short because I was supposed to put them through the thing to keep it secure. Well, gonna have to redo the whole thing now. Because I cut these wires too short. Because I thought it was just supposed to peg in, but no, it's actually the thing that keeps the damn thing stable. Thank goodness they gave me another wire to do this, but I freaking hate having to deal with wires. Okay, let's get this piece separated again. Just leave it to me to screw up. Okay. Because now we gotta get the wire out. Because we cut the wire too short. Now we gotta get a replacement wire out of the bag. And do it all over again. Yeah, if I end my stream and not able to actually get this spinal segment to work, maybe I should just do this off stream later. Okay, yeah, anytime it says wire and secure, you know you're gonna have a hard time. Okay, I got this backwards again. Yeah, I figure this was going to be a problem. Okay, part 2 goes in there like so. Come on, get in there. Yeah, now I gotta find where the third piece went. It fell on the floor somewhere. Couldn't have gotten far. I mean, honestly. Shit. Well, that's just frickin' prime. Well, oh, you gotta be frickin' kidding me. Please tell me that's not what I think it is. No, that's not it. That's a piece of shadow. Well, I should have realized. Dealing with wires never turns out well. So I guess I'm just gonna have to end the stream here. I mean, we did a few hours. We did okay, but unfortunately, that damn spinal set really screwed me up, and now I'm going to have to spend the entire evening trying to figure out where that damn piece went. Because without it, we can't continue. So, I'll finish this off stream, hopefully. I'll see you guys again next time. Hopefully we'll next time I do a build stream, it's not going to be such a tense and infuriating kit. I'll see you later. Later and good night.